For a while, there's nothing. Then, suddenly, I wake up. As my vision clears, I wince, and I focus at the unfamiliar white ceiling. The sound of an RGB heart monitor keys me into the fact that I'm in a hospital, and I'm surrounded by men in black suits. I ask them what happened. They tell me that there was an accident. Tripped on a techno marble and sprained my ankle real bad. Needed emergency surgery I couldn't afford. Then these kind souls from the Pepsi-Cola Corporation stepped in and offered to pay my bills. It's all starting to come back to me, but something's wrong. I feel scaly, parched. In a panic, I look at the nearest mirror and my worst fears are confirmed. They replaced my head with a fish. They tell me it was necessary. There were complications. They tell me to make sure I keep drinking constantly, or I'll die. With a sly grin, they suggest that the fish looks like it would enjoy the Pepsi the most. Shaken by this all-too-common brand of guerrilla marketing, I limp to my favorite bar. Maybe you've heard of it. The Neon City Daily. After Dark. So hi everybody.
How you doing?
I'm Jamie.
I'm Nick.
And we've probably got a lot to talk about today. I don't know, Nick, what do you reckon?
I mean, maybe. To be honest, just roll the dice.
Okay.
Figure it out.
I don't have a dice here, but I'm going to assume it landed on a 12.
That's, I mean, depending on what we're gunning for, good or bad.
Could be good, could be bad. Who knows? Roll the
leave
dice
it
on that one
to
as well.
To the hands of the DM.
Mm.
What have you been doing this week, Jim? Have you been playing anything exciting?
I've been playing some stuff. I don't know if I'd call it exciting. I've definitely still playing like a lot of Persona, which is still good.
Oh yeah.
So I'm enjoying that.
I assume that would keep you on for a while. That is a game.
Yeah, we hit the 50-hour mark.
Sweet.
So we're making progress.
So you're like a quarter through the game.
Yeah, about that. We just did the Fubita dungeon, and she's woken up, so that's cool. And we're about to move on to the next target.
You have no idea how much I hope that someone screams at us because you called her Fubita.
Oh.
And I just hope that there is someone that's real mad. Real mad.
Okay, Futaba then. Whatever. I don't care. She's just got one of them names.
There's Persona people are fucking insane, man. So, I just know that it's out there. It's out there. Someone's gonna scream me. Do you remember when someone yelled at us for pronouncing Igus?
Oh yeah, and we were completely
My
correct
God.
With the pronunciation for a change.
Yeah, we were totally correct. And I'm like, I don't know if it's just like, I don't know, some Alaskan that's called like Aegis or something. Like, I have no idea. But Igus was Igus's name.
What I don't get is that, like, so I was pronouncing it Igus because that was how I read it. I had the voices turned off, right? So I was willing to accept that maybe I was mispronouncing it. But I assumed that this person was listening to the English dub, which does pronounce it as Igus. So
I was going to say which pronounces it as Igus.
Very weird. Very weird.
Yeah.
But that was one of those times where you kind of hear something and you go, no, you're being completely unreasonable. Sometimes, maybe I'm messing up a bit, but this time it's like rock solid. No, we're pronouncing the name of the character correctly because we've heard them say it in the game already.
Yeah, just confirmed by dub. Calm your farm.
This is the official Romanization.
But yeah, so Persona 5 though, I'm assuming that it's good, and I'm guessing that so far you've seen a lot of stuff that wasn't in the vanilla game.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, there are things that pop up here and there that are different from the vanilla game. I would say I've seen some people go like, "Is it worth it? Should I get it? I've already played Persona 5." I would say that if you really enjoyed Persona 5, you should absolutely get it. If you just sort of liked it, you weren't that hot on it, I don't think there's going to be anything that's been added to this that will change your mind on that. There's some cool things here and there, but like, if you're a fan, it's probably worth it. Particularly if you haven't gone through the game in a while.
Yeah, I mean, this is where I feel that the difference between Persona 4 and Persona 4 The Golden rises as well. Because, I really enjoyed Persona 4 when we played it together on our playthrough. on our old Nerd Train YouTube channel.
Yep.
And yeah, I really enjoyed it like that. And then when I actually picked it up, I actually picked up the golden version on the Vita.
Yes.
And I was just, I loved it. They
Definitely
just
the better
stuff,
way to
there
play.
Was extra things, so yeah, it was really good. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming that it's like that.
Yeah, I assume that there's another dungeon, like a new dungeon in the Royale version. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
So far, it's just been little things here and there. A couple of mechanics are different than what you're used to.
That's the kind of game where as soon as they add another character, I fully assume there's another dungeony level-y thing.
Yeah. Probably.
Because that's how that game works. So
At least that's how... Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
when they did Persona 3 Fez, that's the one that really went above and beyond, because that added an entire new disc with an entire new
Yeah.
storyline that was, like, basically the epilogue.
Yeah, it was this massive fucking epilogue that I've still not finished. That was huge.
Oh, yeah. You really should finish it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like I should. I just haven't. I mean, let's face it, at this point, my portable life's been taken over by, like, Animal Crossing.
That's true.
So...
Although you can get... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, you can get Persona 3 on the portable version on your PSP Go or your Vita or whatever, but...
My Vita, yeah.
However, that doesn't have the epilogue from Fez.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, no, I've finished that.
Yeah.
I got the portable version of Persona 3 to just play.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do on my PS3 have the emulated version of Persona 3 Fez.
Yeah.
But obviously I need to actually get to it and play it.
Yeah,
So-
hell, I mean, Nick, you own the game. You could basically just download a copy and emulate it on your PC for backup purposes
I have
legally.
bought it.
Yeah.
I have bought it. So...
It's honestly, it's probably the best way to play it, because you can up the resolution. You got a nicer frame rate. I can't think of a reason not to, really.
I was like, is he going to add reasons, or is he going to say this is bad?
Speaking
yeah.
of emulation and porting games back and forth, did you hear that a PC port of Mario 64 was quietly released by a fan onto PC?
What? No.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that Nintendo like scream about.
Yeah, that's why it was
How
quietly
do you
released.
manage that? Like,
A guy just went like, "Here is a port I made of Mario 64," and then like all of the media outlets have just been kind of like loudly announcing it, so it's going to get taken down
so
real
it's
quick.
it's probably going to get taken down ASAP.
But it's on the internet now, so it'll never go away. Remember the Streets of Rage remake, the fan remake? I think it was called remake or revival.
Yeah.
That got taken down lickety split by Sega, but it's still out there. I looked for it the other day and found it easy.
Really?
Yeah, it'll never go away now.
I mean, well, yeah, that doesn't really surprise me. Like, yeah, once they get it on there, if enough people grab it, like, it's safe.
Yeah.
Well, safe in the way that it's gonna be somewhere.
As long as 2 people on the internet have it, it's out there forever.
Yeah.
Because that thing multiplies.
Yeah, because it just goes. It's not a thing that like it's like every time a celebrity screams about everyone getting rid of a photo, it's like that's here to stay.
Yeah. It's Streisand effect. I downloaded it because it was like 6 megs, and it was really funny because what I assume it is
And it was like six megs. Was that Streets of Rage or Mario? 64?
Mario. Streets of Rage was like 200.
Wow. That's, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of assumed that Mario 64 was going to be a bit bigger than that, but alright, yep.
Dude, think
I
about
don't
it.
even know how big those cartridges were.
Yeah, it was just a cartridge at the time. 6 megs
Yeah.
is generous. It probably would have been like 4 or something on its own. But,
Right.
But I mean, I would
mean,
have
that
to
is
assume...
definitely everywhere, because everyone would have just gone, I can get that.
Yeah, I honestly,
It's-
I just assumed that this port is... It's just like somebody's made like an emulator into an EXE that will automatically just run
Yeah.
Mario, and it has Xbox
Yeah.
control pad support. So it has like
Yeah,
some
for sure.
and native resolution support as well. So it's got like a lot of like PC centric things, but at its core, I imagine it is just a ROM being run through an emulator.
Yeah, well, surely. Like, someone's just gotten a hold of that and put them together. You'd assume that'd be the easiest way to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I'm assuming there's decent enough emulators to just grab and do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, emulation for the Nintendo 64 and most things except for like, very current gen
I remember
systems
that
have been emulated
popping up.
fine.
I remember that popping up. A very long time ago. I think I remember that popping up because that was the first way that I ever saw a Smash Brothers game. And that happened before the next version of Smash Brothers even came out. So it was pretty early.
I mean, Nintendo 64 emulation was a thing back when we were in, I want to say high school.
Don't date us. don't fucking let people
What I'm saying
know
is we were wee children.
Shit. Don't let them look behind the
Nintendo
curtain.
64 emulation happened, and we're like, by Japanese standards, we're old and fat. So
Fuck. By Japanese standards.
That's a shouldn't have. That was an in joke.
That was a horrific joke because okay. You know Monster Hunter?
I do.
Monster Hunter, everyone that's listening, they should know it by now. We keep banging on about it. But the fucking handler in that game, there is a chick that is like your guy in a chair. She's annoying as fuck all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of wanted to go away. But a dude took it to the next level, made a video all about why she's bad.
Would you say it was an essay or a thesis?
I think it was more of a thesis. I feel like something like this can't be specifically, inherently put forward. If you try and tell me that there's a definite reason why people don't like it, I'm going to say, maybe not. Some people like that stupidity.
Mm-hmm.
Other people don't. That's a little bit, specific. So I'm going to go with thesis. But one of his points was, she's fat by Japanese standards. And she's not.
Yeah.
Let's just make this very clear that trying to bust that out on a character that I'm pretty sure I could, put my hands in a circle to fit around her waist is not. This dude is a weird psychopath trying to prove a point. So... Did
he zero in on the fact that she eats a lot as well? Was he...
Yeah.
Because I feel like perhaps they were connected. Because her defining character trait is she's a foodie.
Her defining character trait is that she eats all the time. Haha, this is because she's fat.
By Japanese standards.
And I'm like, how much? What are you... How... You... I mean, I don't like her either, but that's a weird... direction to go in.
I don't like her because she's an idiot who keeps getting me in the situations that I shouldn't be in. She has to just go I'm completely unarmed and unarmored. I'm going to follow these huge footprints that are bigger than me. Let's go, pard.
Let's go. That I think is the part that really ticked it over the edge for me. I was never a fan of her, but because I played it in bursts, I never really had all of these terrible things she does happen at once. So I'd kind of forget about them, and then she'd do another thing, and I'm like, oh, that's why I fucking like you. But then...
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like my biggest I hate you so much came from when she starts calling you pard instead of partner. And there's just something about that word, just pard. Thanks, pard. Hang on, pard. We did this, pard. It's like, no, I did this. You're a fuckhead. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, I never had to deal with that so much because I never listened to it in English.
Yeah, you've got the Monster Hunter.
The beauty of listening to it into a foreign language is I don't have to process everything that she's constantly saying. And that kind of gave her a bit of a reprieve. And it was just when I was watching cutscenes where she was consistently fucking up every single time that I got really mad at her.
Yeah. It's because she's garbage. That's enough reason to not like her. If you made a video about it and just said, she's really shit. And she's pretty fucking annoying.
Yeah, but you can't stretch that out to 15 minutes. You gotta write a thesis.
Yeah, you gotta have a script.
It's very important. If you want to make that YouTube revenue money.
I guess that's it. That has to be. Let's face it. If it has to be that, and it had to have been a slow week, and he was just like, why do I make a video on?
What can I talk about today? I really hate the handler. Why do I hate her? Well, she's fat by Japanese standards. So I'm going to make an entire YouTube video about how I think she's just a pig. That's
I like
basically what it was.
I like the hesitation in what you said. A pig.
Well, because I was
Like, you knew that he was just grasping so hard at non-existent points that you were like, words.
well, I had to like course correct myself because for some reason my automatic reaction to that was like, I have to write about how she's a slut, and I just don't think that would have worked.
Wow. Yeah, not as well. Not as well.
Yeah, but oh
Here she
hey,
is.
while we're also on one topic ago, we were on the subject about like people porting stuff and making things
Yeah.
a bit better.
Yeah.
Sekiro has gotten
Yeah.
an online multiplayer mod for PC.
Huh? Really?
Yeah,
That would be spastic.
I guess it would just be
That,
like Dark Souls, right? But more
but
ninja.
like, yeah, because like, well, that's the thing. Dark Souls is obviously a lot slower
Mm-hmm.
and more methodical, and you know, generally you're just gonna be, you know, you block, you dodge. You've got a counter but that's only really useful on enemies that you know the attacks from, that
Mhm.
kind of stuff. If you're looking at fighting other players,
Well,
and I'm
yeah.
thinking like Sekiro is more based around the counter system
Yes.
from what I've seen. Like, if you just stand there and block, you're not standing there holding a fucking door shield.
Yeah, you've played Sekiro,
You're
right?
holding a katana. No, I still haven't touched
Ah, okay.
it. Yeah, I'm going off like the little bit of gameplay I looked at because I was like, oh, I'm kind of interested, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can get invaded by people, but you can also,
Yeah.
you know, have, I think it's like up to 4 people come into your game as well. So
Right.
the whole thing's...
To help, or...
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So the whole thing's very interesting. I mean, I don't know how this guy got shit moving like that. I wonder if, just because... I assume it's based on the Souls engine, if it's like an easy kind of like, oh, we just kind of like plug this type of
Yeah.
code in, or maybe
I
there's
have
something
seen a
that they
lot
can
of
turn on.
mods for Soul stuff, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I assume it's an easy code to get to and use. Probably.
I don't know.
I mean, easy
I
by
got no idea.
easy by people that do that shit, Stan.
Yeah, I got no clue because I don't remember if you. I guess you could leave messages for people in Sekiro. I think. I don't remember. I haven't really played the game since it came out, so it's been a while.
Yeah, I
Since
know you played it pretty hard when it hit, but I
Yeah.
haven't heard you talk about it for a while. So.
No, I haven't touched it in a long time. But yeah, I just thought that was really interesting that they've able
Yeah.
to put in like an entire multiplayer mode, and it's just fan modded. I mean, there are a few games where it's like you got to really admire the dedication of the fan base. Like, I think Skyrim has got like a multiplayer mod.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does, because everyone wanted co-op,
Mhm.
and Bethesda. So,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I mean, Gamebryo didn't have multiplayer elements already in it, so there's no way that they could implement it.
nah. And then, like every GTA since 3,
hmm
until they actually gave you a multiplayer in 5,
Yeah.
that always, like, it was a given. If
Yeah,
you
you
had
mean 4,
GTA,
right?
there was a mod. Yeah, so there was like, it had, people modded it into Vice City
Yeah.
and 3, and I know there was one in San Andreas.
Mhm.
And 4 gave you a multiplayer mode.
Yes.
That was pretty garbage though.
It was bare bones of shit.
So
yeah.
I know they modded one where you could actually hang out with your friends and stuff properly.
Well, actually,
Um,
on that same note, it's really interesting if you go and take a look at roleplay servers in any of the Grand Theft Auto
Oh
games,
man,
because
those are terrifying.
those are bananas.
They're fucking nuts.
It is people who just like they go, "I'm going to be a cop," and I assume that
Yeah.
they're like the admins of the server. They're like, "I will be a police officer," and they go around being cops, writing up speeding tickets, handcuffing people,
Yep.
doing searches for drugs. And if you get caught, you
Yep.
go to in-game jail and you wait it out until they go like, "All right, you've served your time." It's
See,
crazy.
My intro to those servers even existing was reading about a guy, I think it was in San Andreas, that went onto a roleplay server as a street sweeper guy. So he went on and he just spent days. Like, he would just log on to the game, he'd get in a street sweeper, and he'd just drive along the side of the road really slowly. And that was just what he fucking did. I salute whoever that was for having the patience to fucking do that, because no way in all of tomfuckery that I could make myself do that for any amount of time.
No.
I'd maybe do it for like 30 seconds and go, oh, check it out. And that'd be it.
It's like, I will never understand you, but I want to study you. How does that fucking work? How is your ideal game pretending to be a street sweeper that gives you, I assume, no visual feedback? The streets don't look any cleaner. You're just going at, like, you know, a kilometer an hour.
Yeah,
just
couple of Ks an hour.
Slowly, it's like I used to live on a street, and there'd be like street sweeper going by my window like every other night, and I'd be like, man, poor guy. Like, what a boring job this must be. And someone chose, I will be the street sweeper of Grand Theft Auto.
Of Grand Theft Auto. But yeah, I think like he had some kind of mission to go down every street or something like that. And I don't know if he made it or not, because let's face it, that's as far as my attention span went. I didn't even finish that story. I was like, that's fucking insane. Good for you, bud.
Do you reckon that if he went a little bit too fast in his street sweeper, mods would descend on him? Like, just like a couple of cop cars would pull up and they'd be like, slow it down there, Gary, you're going too fast.
You have no idea how much I hope that was a reality. Like, there was an alert set for if he went over like 6k an hour or something, and they just fucking showed up. He's going over too fast! And they just start shooting the street sweeper. Just blasting it into oblivion.
I saw this great YouTube video where a guy went and he was basically going like, oh, I've been brought onto this RP server. I'm not invested at all. I'm just going to fuck around. And so a guy's like going like, hey, I want to sell my car. He's like done like a broadcast. So he's messaging him on the phone going, I'm interested in buying the car. And so the guy's come to meet him. Essentially, he is just like, kick the guy's windshield in, saying that like, hey, look, the car's pretty defective. I'm not going to pay that much money for it. The dude's got mad and run off. And then he's chased the guy, and the guy has called the cops. The cops come, and the dudes are like, nah, fuck this, and he just bolts, and he's like running away from the police, and like it's like an on-foot chase, where like, he's just going like, sir, you have to stop, sir, you're gonna get yourself in trouble, sir. And then he ends up stealing the car that the guy was trying to sell. Driving down the street, the dude who owned the car tried to shoot at him, and the cop tells him off for doing it. It's like, you're not a cop, you're not allowed to open fire.
You're not allowed to open fire.
And then he kind of circles back around to try to get his friend, and he's going like, this car is too fast, it's too powerful. And then he runs over the dude who was trying to sell the car. The cop goes over to him, and he's just like, oh, geez, you all right, Frank? And he's role-playing being injured, so he's just got like, no!
Oh, no.
Yeah, don't shoot him! Good fucking idea. And it's just incredible, because like they have to call in paramedics who have to come and get this guy and load him up, and meanwhile the other dude is just hooning around on this fucking car.
Because like, you gotta figure too, there's what, like maybe 30 something people in that server at most, and they've all got to cover all of these random fucking jobs that are being made.
The best part about it,
by Barry McArcerton, like just being a dick.
The greatest thing about it was that like so the guy was recording what he was doing, and then the other guy who was playing the cop was live streaming it. So
oh wow!
So after the fact, they went back and they got the VOD, so they could like see like the two sides of what was going on as all this mayhem was happening. It was fantastic. I'll link you the video afterwards. It's really good.
Yeah, I need to see it because this sounds amazing.
Oh,
this sounds like exactly what I would want to do if I got dragged into one of these servers and I didn't want to be. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
Because it's making me think of that fucking Minecraft server where I was just like, nah. So I was just building dicks and stuff.
Oh, right.
But I'm like, but what if you're in GTA? Can't build dicks.
Guess you better just be one. Yeah. Well, this is all very fascinating in terms of emergent gameplay as well. Like, what if you give people enough tools, even if you already have like a set, like a built-in rule set into the game. What kind of gameplay will emerge if you just let people go free and just play on their own and give them the tools to do whatever they want? And even to the point with GTA, especially, where there are these built-in rule sets and, you know, game types, and GTA 5 is kind of like you go into like a lobby and then you can, like, that's just what the city is, and then you move out of the lobby after you're done dick fucking about and you go and do a heist or a race or a stunt or something like that. Whereas these people are going like, no, we want to build a simulation, like not an entertaining simulation, a proper simulation where you log out of you get out of your real life job and you log into your fake job and you make shit money, and then you use that to build up a car that you can hopefully sell for a profit, or you can sweep streets, or be a cop,
for
or
like 6 hours a
or
day.
be a taxi. You know, like, imagine that, just you're a taxi by day and then you become a taxi by night.
How absolutely garbage would being the police be on an actual server that's taking this seriously, though?
Well, I don't know.
Like, how absolutely crap would that be? The sheer amount of times you'd be like, can someone just fucking break character for like 30 minutes, please?
I mean...
anyone.
I imagine that being a police officer in a GTA roleplay server would be a lot like being a moderator in a forum.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like it had to be like the ultimate power trip, because you were flat out saying, hey, you can't do that, you can't do this, don't do that, don't do this, or else. Like, you know, my power is absolute here.
Absolute, yeah.
It's just, there are a few servers like that have just like very, you know, intense roleplay servers. I think there's like a Half-Life mod one that had like a Harry Potter roleplay server where you had to go to class on time and go to like your potions class and stuff like that.
Go to potions, Bibbly Doffin. Bibbly Doffin. If there's ever like a Harry Potter RPG that I start playing in, I'm calling myself Bibbly Doffin.
Bibbly Doffin. You better be careful. J.K. Rowling will rewrite you to be something completely different.
Yeah, well, I'll be like the son of the marriage of a wolf and a conquistador or something.
You'll still be Bibbly Doffin, but it'll just be mandated after the fact that it was actually Teresa playing the character.
Yeah, but I doubt she would have, you know, made him take his pants off when he went to potions or something, so I guess we'll find out one day. One day when they make a comprehensive Harry Potter RPG.
Yeah.
And I go, you know what, I'm getting this on day one, because fuck you.
Part of me is like kind of shocked that there isn't a Harry Potter MMO, but then another part of me is like completely understanding of the fact that she only really built her books around a school, and how do you make a school fun? Well,
have you played Bully?
That's different. I'm talking MMO.
That's my immediate thing. Like, I'm thinking like Bully style setup where there is the classes and there is things and there's a day-night cycle.
I see what you're saying, but there's a couple of issues that I could think about with that. And like, one is that in the Harry Potter lore, classes are actually interesting, and you want to go to them. So how do you make classes engaging? And two, if it's a multiplayer game,
how you said it's in law. It's like, so it's been mandated in some book. Like, yeah, Harry Potter went to class. It was interesting because of course it was. Now shut up. So
it's basically how it goes, though. I mean, think about it. They're like, welcome to fucking potion class, kids. Today we're going to be fucking with the lethal mandragora. So whatever you do, don't let it hear you. Like, or don't hear it screams as you pull it up by its fucking head and die. You could die, like kids.
You could die, kids. You're 10,
every
right?
class is a struggle between life and death. How are you going to go? You know? Someone's going to, like, Ron's going to break his wand and shit slugs all day, and I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I read the books. But I do remember that the classes were one of those things where you were reading it and you're going like, hey, this is interesting.
Interesting.
I'm being, you're introducing me to a completely alien world and different concepts, and they're learning potions and spells and magic against dark arts, and riding a broom sounds fun and crazy, you know?
Can I just chuck out there, and this may be totally wrong. I just feel like I need to find out. Obviously, 9/10 of my knowledge is from the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Because I only read, like, the first book.
Okay.
But I need to know if in the books it turns out there's more than, like, 6 spells.
Oh, dude, I don't fucking remember. Don't think
Because
so.
it really feels like... like, I remember watching that and I'm like, there is a whole school dedicated to years of them learning 6 spells.
There's, like...
and that's what goes through my head every
let
time.
me think.
I see
There's...
anything to do with it.
They got the flashlight spell.
There's like you got to light, you got to knock their fucking wand away.
Yeah, you got
to make
the knock out the wand spell. You've got the repair glasses spell.
Oh, that's it.
You've got the killing spell. You have.
You've got the hit 'em with your animal spell.
Yeah, the Patronus. I remember Patronus.
The moose. Boof,
yeah.
Moosed.
You shoot a moose. I don't think that's it. I think there are others, but like I think those are like the key spells, and everything else is just sort of like, the Wingardium Leviosa. How could I forget?
Oh god, yeah, it's Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah, but I think for the most part, there's like 5 or 6 like, you know, utilitarian spells that they always fall back on, and then every now and then they'll be like Ocular Reparo and fix some glasses and shit.
Just some random fucking thing.
Yeah. It won't it doesn't like focus too heavily on like the we just need something to happen spells, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's this is another thing too. You go on to like the ones that they've made about the Fantastic Beasts stuff.
Yeah.
I actually really like those movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're not bad. I actually kind of like them. But as much as I like them, I do wonder why their fucking wands are now phasers from Star Trek. They're just poof, and they're just laser beams.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the Fantastic Beasts movie. I haven't really seen any of the movies, so we're polar opposites here.
Yeah.
So you've read a book, I've seen a movie. Is basically the gist of it. You're the only person I've heard say that the Fantastic Beasts movies were okay. So like, I don't know what to make of that. I just haven't seen them.
They're fine. They're like weird. Like I said, they're fine. They're good enough for me to keep watching.
There's this
I'll watch the third one when it hits.
There's this one girl who does reviews on movies on YouTube called Jenny Nicholson, and she did like a really good kind of like overview of like the Fantastic Beasts stuff and what she did and didn't like. And I enjoyed that enough to go like, all right, I'm going to take her word for it, and this is just going to be a really shit movie.
You've literally watched a rundown of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if you've literally watched a rundown of it, and it's already run through whatever that was, it's like, is there a point to watching it then?
Yeah. And honestly, I think I got like way more moments of pure joy just laughing at her jokes than I would have, you know. I reckon I came away with a net gain from watching her video, and if I watched the movie, I'd come away with a net loss.
Fuck. Oh, shit.
But yeah. Oh, hey, do you remember how Rune 2 came out?
Oh, yeah.
And do you remember how Human Head just released it and said, well, we're dissolving our company now?
Yeah, and they disappeared, right?
Yeah,
They just fucking fell apart.
They literally dissolved their company and rebranded themselves as something else. And
yeah, I have no idea what. I just remember them disappearing.
Yeah, I think... Did they go to work with Epic? They basically like got absorbed by a big publisher, and they're going like, well, we're the same studio, but we've been renamed, and we're not doing anything else for like Rune 2 and stuff like that. So that happened a while back, like on the release day of Rune 2, which made me go, oh no. But it turns out that another team I want to say they're called like Rune Productions or something like that. I don't remember their names.
Yeah.
But they acquired the rights to the source code, so they got that, and they've basically done a new update patch, like the first proper patch since release.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, which they've called the Lazarus update because they are breathing life back into the game.
Yeah, because that's a fair whack old. Like, that is...
Yeah. So I assume they had to go through a lot of legal shit.
I mean, was Rune 2 good?
I didn't play it. I was waiting for the Steam release.
Oh. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. Because we both loved Rune. Like, we both loved the initial Rune.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, yeah, Rune 2 dropped on the 12th of November. So,
Right.
And since, until, like, today or yesterday, it has just been dormant.
Been in nowhere, yeah.
And I heard it was kind of mediocre. So, I don't know. Hopefully they're adding some stuff to make it better.
Now.
Yeah, that's true. I think a lot of people are comparing it to Skyrim, which isn't fair.
That's not a thing to do.
Yeah.
No, not with Rune. Rune is hacky slashy murder game. Like, to be fair, I did play like infinitely more of it on just multiplayer. So
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Because I don't think that the combat is the same. I think it's more like
really?
it's
That
more
sucks.
RPG stat based combat. But again, I sort of stopped looking at it when I saw it was only on the Epic Store, because I'm thinking to myself,
it's only on the Epic Store.
I don't want to buy that here. I'll never see it in my list because I never opened the Epic Store.
Oh, hang on a minute. Rune 2 on Steam. Rune 2, Rise Warrior. Hang on. Rune 2, Rise Warrior, Ragnarok, the end of days is upon you. Heed the call of the gods, as it's the only chance to save mankind from the tricks of Loki. Slay rival Viking clans, brutally dismember enemies, and pillage your way through Midgard to become the God Slayer. Oh yeah, release date 2020, no actual numbers. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean...
You know what? I'm
Yeah.
going to assume it's coming out on November 12th, 2020. I reckon it's just like one of those flat out, you get it a year first. Like Metro Exodus.
Yeah.
It's out first for a year on the Epic Store, then it can go on the whatever.
God, it just pisses me off. I fucking hate exclusivity deals for anything.
Mm-hmm.
Ever. All the time. It's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, that shit's crummy, man.
And it's one of those things too where, like, I've got my Xbone. That's mostly because of the people I know that also have the Xbone that I can also play games with on there.
Yeah.
That's their primary thing, and that's like an easy format to just play games with them, and it's good and it's fun, and I tend to get a fair few games on it.
Mm-hmm.
The PC's sitting here, that's like the coverall.
Yeah.
You know? That's like, if it's not on that, it's probably on that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's face it, if worst comes to worst, I've got a Switch. Because Animal Crossing came out on the Switch. That's why I bought the fucker.
Right.
So, exclusivity deals on anything, even for specific platforms, annoy the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because I just want, like, if you make a thing that's good, surely you want more people to enjoy them.
Yes, but also they would like as much money as quickly as possible. So Epic rock up and they go like, hey, we'll give you like $13 million just flat out. And then you have your game on our system, which has all those Fortnite players. And then you can put on whatever the fuck you want. We don't care.
Yeah.
And a lot of publishers go, you know what? I'd love however many millions of dollars you're offering me right out the gate. That sounds like a good idea. That's what I call a smart business decision. But what it does is it erodes goodwill. And that'll kick you in the ass.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it erodes, I feel, your player base.
Yeah.
So, like, your actual sales and your actual people that buy the game that want you to succeed, they start shuffling away.
Yeah.
And just,
Like,
I don't know how that will translate to sales, really.
I don't know. I don't know how Shenmue did. But, that's the thing. I bought Shenmue 3 because I definitely want Shenmue 3. I keep fucking forgetting I have Shenmue 3 because it's in the Epic launcher. I never see it.
It's in the Epic launcher. Like, who the fuck... Unless you play Fortnite, who even thought that was a thing before they really started pushing it? No one.
Yeah.
No one thought, I'm going to boot up the Epic launcher. No, you don't. You open up Steam when you start your machine because it's got your friends and a massive library. And from there you go, I guess I'll open whatever I need to if I think of it.
Honestly, if I was to use any... Like, I've said this before, but I would just prefer to use GOG for everything. You know?
Yeah.
They just got, like, the best customer service stuff. Like, everything they do is in the interest of the customer.
Like, them as a company seems to just be going from strength to strength.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I know you give a shit about them.
Yeah.
I know you give a fuck if I want to be on your platform.
Like, I don't know when that bubble's gonna burst, but until it does, I'm gonna enjoy the ride.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair. I mean, yeah, they'll. I feel like they'll hold out pretty well for a while. Just depends on what happens, I guess.
I don't see why they wouldn't. But
so, I mean,
yeah.
That being said, too, like, because they're attached to CD Projekt Red, they're not, like, just taking Cyberpunk, are they?
No, it's on everything.
Yeah, and that's kind of my thing, too. I'm just like, even them, like, they're literally like a platform that is attached to a developer, and that developer's like, yeah, but I like everyone. I want to play my game.
Yeah, and you know what I'm going to fucking do when Cyberpunk comes out? I'm going to buy it on GOG.
Yeah, I was going to say you're going to buy it on GOG, because, yeah, that's actually, like, that's the thing. That's a viable option, because you're just like, I could get it on the other ones, but these guys are doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. Bam.
And that's the thing. Because that they're giving us the choice, and because they're generally really stand up with the way that they handle their distribution and their games and stuff like that, like, I want to buy it from their store. I want to buy it in a way that gets them the most money for doing what they do. I want to support them.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you want to support the fact that they're doing the right thing that you want to keep seeing more of.
Yeah. And see, the thing is, alright, so, I mean, I've complained that Shenmue is only on the Epic Games Store, and I don't want it there. However, if I got, like, a fucking, like, if the developer gave us a heartfelt mission, like, if Yu Suzuki came up and said, hey, guys, the game's coming out soon, I urge you please to buy it on the Epic Games Store, because we get more kickbacks from that, and that will help us create more games.
Yeah, something like that.
I'd be like, you know what? I will do that for you. Not for me, that's for you. Because you asked us and you gave us a choice.
That's blatantly a for you move, yeah. That's definitely a for him move, because let's face it, you don't want to use the Epics.
Yeah.
But it's not very good.
Yeah, but...
I said it, I fucking threw it out there. Fuck everyone.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not a very good interface. It's not. And everyone needs to stop pretending that it's fine.
I don't think people are pretending that it's fine. I think that
a lot of people have been couple of people complaining about it. And everyone that I see that has decided no, Epic's like fighting the power. I've seen it in a couple of places, not very prevalent, because let's face it, it's a dumb thought pattern to have. There's just every now and then a couple of people are like, no, you don't get it. Steam's like the big one, and they're not the big one. Go Epic! And it's like, fuck off, you piece of shit. That's not a thing.
Yeah.
Don't try and play that.
I can't really...
I do spend too much time on like Reddit and Twitter, like, and it's obviously too much time because I find these people and I fucking stare at them all day and hate them.
So. I feel like you just surround yourself with too much negative energy, Nick. Like,
that's pretty fair.
For the most part, I've seen like a couple people kind of go like try to defend the Epic Store, but it's really interesting because they defend them, but it's with caveats. So they go like, hey, yeah, look, Epic are trying to do a thing that is better for publishers, and like the money split between Steam and the publisher and the money split between Epic and the publisher it's pretty crazy that we pay Steam 30% of our profits to host our game on their website, and Epic are only asking for like 12%. And that's really good. So maybe, like, I know their practices are really shitty and people don't like to do it, but come on, guys. Like, it's always like that. Instead of being like, hey, guys, you could buy Metro Exodus from the Steam store, but please, I beg you, reconsider, get it from the Epic Store, support the developers. That's all we ask from you. We hope you enjoy our game. Instead of, hey guys, we know you pre-ordered Metro Exodus on Steam, but fucking psych! It's not coming out there for another year now.
Yeah, that weird... I still remember that too, that weird suck it bitch moment that we had when they announced that, and I was just sitting there like, the fuck does that mean for people? They've still got a pre-order there.
Yeah.
And it's just gonna sit there.
I think
for a year.
I think Valve offered the option to refund the pre-order.
But... Yeah, once that popped up, Valve did one of the every now and then they pull a good guy move, and that was a good guy move.
Yeah. But it's just such a weird thing where, and I mean, like, that happened out of nowhere, Epic just suddenly got like very aggressive, and then Tim Sweeney is like
Yeah.
defending himself on Twitter over and over again because people are going like, "Hey Tim,
Over.
this is shit. What you're doing?" He's like, "No, it's not shit. It's fine. I love it."
And the problem is too that like Tim Sweeney, once upon a time, seemed like a cool guy.
Yeah, then you got that Fortnite money.
Yeah, then it was like he got that Fortnite money and he just started rubbing his weasel fucking hands together.
Do you remember at the end of Gears of War 1, there was a quote from Tim Sweeney saying that like, oh, what was it? It was basically going like, you need to, you can't wait for the world you want to be handed to you. You need to create it yourself. And like, is that what you're doing with your Fortnite money, Tim?
That is exactly what he's doing with his Fortnite money. He's used that to make a play. Oh god. I just it's pretty shit.
Yeah.
It's bad enough when we've got hardware wars
Yeah.
between like consoles and everything. It's even worse when within a platform you've got software wars like that. It's just
Yeah. And I mean, you look at fucking Ubisoft and with their shit where it's like, even though you can get the game on Steam, you still gotta go through Uplay. Like, I hate that as well. But at least I can still go, you know what, it's just all there on Steam. I can just, it's all in my library, it's whatever. But now, with Division 2, I had to just go to the Uplay store because I didn't want to buy it through the Epic store, on principle. So
that's fair.
it's
and
just-
I mean, which is kind of hilarious because then you're like, I'll use the Uplay store, which is arguably an even worse platform.
way worse.
Yeah, it's
But
it's just not
The
good,
thing is, like, do I have to go through the Epic Store, which is like a subpar interface, then daisy chain into the Uplay Store, which is like
the Uplay store.
a shitty interface, or do I just bypass a step and go straight into the shitty
Just say
interface?
fuck it.
You know?
Yeah, just say fuck you. Well, that's like every time I start up Rainbow Six Siege on Steam.
Yeah.
I actually I have like a weird issue with it where I go to open it and it's like, oh, I need to go through the Uplay thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I go to open it, and if I don't already have the Uplay store open, it kind of sits there and goes,
Yeah.
and so I go, fuck, okay, I forget about it every time, so I have to shut down the process, open the Uplay store, log into the Uplay store, then I go back to Steam,
Yeah.
and I open up Rainbow Six Siege. I'm like, okay, fuck.
Well,
Like, it's-
you should be able to, once you actually
I'm pretty
load
sure I
back
can
into
open it from the Uplay store.
Yeah, you
but
can do
like,
that.
I almost do it out of sheer, like, just determinedness to have this fucking work, though. Because it's just like, I can't believe you can't fucking account for that. So, I just, every time.
Speaking of
I
Ubisoft,
forget about it every time.
did you hear that they have registered the domain for Prince of Persia 7?
What?
Yeah, apparently
Okay.
PrinceofPersia7.com
I
has
wonder if
registered
that's
by
just
Ubisoft.
Wonder if that's just gonna feel like Assassin's Creed with a Prince of Persia skin. I hope not.
I also hope not. I mean,
Because they're like, the last Prince of Persia game I actually played was that movie tie-in one.
I don't
The problem
remember
is,
that.
it had like bugger all to do with the movie. It just used like character names and likenesses. But it was a really solid game. It was amazing.
Okay.
I loved it. I went through it like 3 times. My fucking girlfriend played it.
What was it called?
It was just good. Prince of Persia. Poopy Doops. I can't remember. It was like this. It was based off that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Right.
Where he was a Persian guy, which made no sense because they just kind of make up him up.
It's alright, you don't
Just
need to
gonna
look it
do
up.
I do need to look it up because now I need to know. Game based off film. I apparently typed film. It's just called The Sands of Time.
Oh. Wait, so the game was
Yeah.
called The Sands of Time?
So that's
Do they know that they already made a Sands of Time game?
what I was just thinking. Did they actually understand that they made? Apparently, 6 years later, Prince of Persia remains the best game adaptation to date of a film. I beg to differ. I can't remember why, but I beg to differ.
What's your favorite game adaptation of a film?
Oh, Star Wars Episode 1. My god, I can't believe I forgot that. It was just that. The Phantom Menace. Did you ever play that? PS1?
No. I mean,
Phantom
yeah, I
Menace
did
PlayStation
actually.
1 game. I think you might have played it at mine because I made you.
I did play it. I don't think I'd say that was like the best adaptation of a movie to game.
Like, it was just one of these weird things where, like, I played it and something just clicked with me about the gameplay in it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I went through that game just a couple million times.
Man.
And I just... It was just good, man. It was just good. It was just good. I remember, like, exploring... what city was it? The on fucking Tatooine.
Mm-hmm.
I remember exploring that city just for hours. Just wandering around, just finding shit. And there was just heaps of stuff that you could just find and do.
I mean, I'd say, like, for me personally, I think if I was to pick, like, a movie game, I'd have to go with Spider-Man 2, the movie, the game.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Like, the Scott Pilgrim game doesn't really count, because it's really more of based off the comics.
Yeah. And I will say that Prince of Persia game is a really, really good game.
Yeah.
It is a really good game, but I feel like it removed itself from the movie enough to not just feel like a merch tie-in.
You know what that sounds like to me, Nick? It sounds like they were already making a Prince of Persia game. The movie came out.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're correct.
Yeah, what happened?
I just remembered
you had a
something.
revelation.
I'm having a fucking conniption right here because I totally forgot that Wolverine Origins game happened.
Oh yeah, that was the same situation. That wasn't originally a tie-in game, and then they just made it one.
It was just a Wolverine game that was happening, and it was real fucking good. It was so good. I will supersede the Phantom Menace game with that, actually.
Oh,
that was really fucking good. So, and the problem is now, is the distinct lack of platforms it came out on, I'm pretty sure. Because, I don't know, because I mean, it came out on the 360.
Mm-hmm.
I remember at the time, like a couple of years back, I'm like, man, I want to play that again. I don't know where my physical copy is. Especially like now, because I'm waiting for a house to be built. Got a lot of my shit in storage.
Uh-huh.
Like, shit. I was like, no, I'm willing to fucking buy this again to play it.
Yes.
And I just, like, I know that at the time, I went and had a quick look, and I was like, what platforms is on? And I was like, nothing now. So,
alright, well, are you ready for a little round of good luck, bad luck?
Version, but there was a PC version, but I don't know if it appeared on Steam or not.
Yeah, so good luck is there is a PC version. Bad luck is it never came out on Steam. And because of Activision's limited time deals that they have with all their games, they are only really in print for like a year. So it never actually made the transition to a Steam version that I am aware of.
Right, so if you want to buy it, you've probably got to give someone like $200 on eBay.
Well, maybe. I have a version of it somewhere. I bought it.
Yeah, I remember you got it.
I don't know where I put the disc for that game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like the important part.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's gone.
It must be like on a CD spindle buried somewhere deep in my old room. I don't know. I haven't been able to find it for years. One day I'll... Like, next time I come back down to Tassie and, like, I move all my stuff from, like, my old home into, like, my actual place... I'm sure I'll come across it. Like, that's got to be the time, because everything's getting ripped out and put somewhere.
So, you know what else got come across unexpectedly today, in fact?
What?
Was when we were talking about, like, yeah, we're going to do a podcast, we're going to do some recording. And I came back to my PC literally in time to see a window pop up from Steam. And that was the timing I had. I stepped into this room, I looked at the monitor... And I saw a Steam window go blur, and I'm like, what the fuck? That's not a chat window. I've received a gift copy of Neko Para Volume 1 from Jamie.
Yeah, man. Well, you see,
alright,
here's what happens.
And I was like, I don't know what that is. And then I read the description. It was like, if you don't know what Neko Para is, it's some kind of paradise with cat girls.
Don't give me that bullshit, Nick. You have Neko Para Volume 0.
Do I?
Yes, you do.
God, have you sent me that as well? I can't believe you know
I'm pretty sure we've mentioned it on the podcast, in fact.
Oh, do we? Do we?
I think we do.
I don't know.
I think we do.
Neko. See, I mean...
I can hear your frantic
maybe that's... Yeah, I'm checking. I'm trying to find out, because that just... It worries me that there's, like... games that I do I do have Volume 0. It just worries me that there is, like, terrible games on here that I don't even know I have, but you do.
I wish you'd stop playing dumb, Nick. It's okay. No one judges you.
See, the problem is that the thing I'm about to add to this is that I was looking at maybe playing some Hyperdimension Neptunia. But I guess now I've got the game I'm streaming when I sit down.
Yeah, you got to play Necopara. You got to go through like
Necopara.
episode 0 and 1.
I'll start at 0.
I'm pretty sure 0 is like a prologue that's very short, and then 1 is where you really get to the meat and potatoes of the Necopara narrative.
Wow, the Necopara narrative. I can only assume that it is filled with depth and something else.
You go deep.
I don't know what. Like treats. There's cat girls. Cold cuts that they beg for from the fridge while you're trying to make your lunch for work.
You probably have to pat them on the head.
I want to do.
Yeah.
Oh god, there's going to be so many head pats. I don't even know what kind of game this is, but if the option for head pats is there, I 100%, no matter what the situation is in the game, immediate head pats have to happen.
You need to have like a nyan counter. Every time these motherfuckers nyan it up, you got to be like, well, that's one shot I'm taking down the road.
That's one for the nyans. Oh, shit. Maybe I should buy like a fresh bottle of Stoli vodka and just make that.
Alright, I don't want you to
make
die.
Make that the game. I mean, I probably won't die. I can't guarantee that. I don't know how bad this game is going to be.
Now, look, also, like, before you kind of go like, oh, Jamie, I can't believe you did this to me. You did it to yourself. Because I said to you, hey, it's 7:30. I see you're online. You ready to do a podcast? And you said, I gotta eat dinner. I'm like, all right, that's fine. Yeah. Then you send me another message going like, I'm just gonna finish this mission in Assassin's Creed. So I sat there bored, and I was just looking around on Steam, and I'm just like, this is what Nick gets.
I love that that's all you need to start gifting me horror games. Is horror games, Josh will love that.
Yeah.
All you need to start just gifting me horrendous things is just time.
Yeah,
that's
basically.
all you need. Time, and then that equals punishment.
Dude, anytime a guy acts out,
even though we didn't even set up a time, but yeah.
We set up enough time.
Yeah, we had time. We're good. But that actually touched. Okay, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm still playing it.
Yeah.
I'm still playing it. I feel like the more I play it, the more I'm like, boats! And I'm pumped about boats. Mm-hmm. I love boats in the Assassin's Creed games. They're always good. It's one of the consistencies of every Assassin's Creed game that's had them in it. The boats are fucking rad. And I feel like that is a big driving force. It looks amazing. Like, the environment does.
Mm-hmm.
The fighting is still fucking garbage, man.
Yeah.
It's like the worst part is the combat. And that's so much of the fucking game.
That's unfair.
So I actively find myself trying to do missions, and this is rare for me. I actively find myself trying to do missions with stealth because I don't want to have to resort to the combat mechanics.
The combat is the true punishment for being caught.
Like, how just ass backwards is that?
You play as a Spartan warrior, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't known for fighting.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah. There's story, James.
Did you pick boy Spartan or girl Spartan?
I took boy Spartan because I was hoping that I'd be able to customize and have a massive beard. But that has not happened. I don't seem to be able to do it, and I can't see any way in the future to progress it, but I am not restarting the entire game again just to get rid of that.
Yeah, it's fine. You never look at your face anyway. You're always walking around.
You're always looking. You're always looking at your goddamn face. There is conversation mechanics, James. Which actually,
I know. I've seen like some clips of the conversation mechanics, and there's some really bad shit in that game.
Oh yeah, no. Just like what you want to do with the conversation mechanics is you want to look at Mass Effect, and you want to make them a little bit worse. That's how things are.
Like
a little bit worse. Like just a little bit, just enough to go, yeah, that's worse. not so much that they're the worst, but just make it a little bit worse than your Mass Effect. And like, it's got the same, like, awkward pauses and like, picking words because you think, like, that's what I'll say, but that's not exactly what you say.
Yeah.
Like, I am actively... There's what's blatantly a love interest in the game that turns up. And I'm just like, alright, gonna try and fuck her.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked what I thought was gonna be like how you'd take it to go, and then I was like, every now and then I'm just like, all of these options are coming on too strong, or 2 out of 3 of these options are blatantly an insult, and I kind of am like navigating my way through that, but I'm also getting the feeling that none of the conversations matter with this because you're supposed to try and bang it and you've just got to finish the mission arc. So, who knows?
Is it a dialogue wheel?
No, you've just got like a list of options. Like
Okay.
you have like just a static list of 3 options. I think 3 options usually.
Yeah.
When there's enough options, there's 3 options. I don't think I've seen more than 3 options. I do like that you can get more details when people go, "Hey, Mistios, I'm gonna give you some mission," and you can go, Mamma Mia.
Is that Greek?
That is now. Hey, Mamma Mia, I guess I'll take a mission, Malaka. And just, you then, like, once you kind of answer them, then they go, yeah, it's on this mission, will you attack it? And you can kind of go, like, you know, yes if you want, no, or you've usually got, like, another option for some details.
Okay.
And that's not a bad thing, especially in a game that's... I haven't really seen it come to fruition yet, because I'm still pretty early in. But they're pretending it's going to have, like, consequences for moral stuff, and like, who you piss off. I have mostly killed everyone that's frustrated me so far. So...
Man.
But I don't think they're going to be able to come back and bite me in the ass if they're 6 feet under.
Right.
I like the bounty hunter, like, murdery system, though, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, one of the frustrating things about this game, too, in the combat, is that a lot of it's locked behind what level you are.
Yeah.
Where, I think I might have mentioned on last week's podcast, where if someone's, like, 1 level above you, you're fucked.
You did. Yeah, you mentioned that on the main cast.
Yeah. But yeah, because your damage and your health is, like, directly tied to your level, and in such a big way.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I noticed it really recently, because I was level 9, I was trying to do some missions at level 10, and I was getting through them, but it was fucking slog. But I think I spent so much time doing side quests and shit that I'm now, like, level 11.
Yeah.
And I went and like murdered some dudes at level 9, and I was like, this is baby shit.
Yeah.
I'm farting at these guys.
That's pretty crazy that there's such a disparity between just one level difference.
Yeah. Like, just
you would think it'd be on like a grading scale where, like, if you're level 9, something's level 11, it's gonna be a fight. But if you're, good enough, you can deal with it effectively.
There is definitely you can do it, but your margin for error is so minimal, and the combat controls are so convoluted,
right?
That it's a shitstorm.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Yeah. Sounds good.
But I am enjoying the game, just in general.
Yeah.
And, like, even with the dialogue stuff, it's like, in the conversation being a bit weird, they're still kind of fine, because Alexios, the main character, isn't like an absolute penis or anything.
Yeah.
So it's still fine with the conversation stuff, and it like moves the story along well enough.
Would you say that
just the combat.
Would you say your main draw of the game is that it's just like, it's a decent sandbox with boats and you get to run around as a Spartan?
That is a lot of it.
Yeah.
You do know I love my, like, ancient Greek.
Yes, I do.
But yeah, and that is part of it. But yeah, it is a genuinely enjoyable game, but until you get into combat.
Right. And that's a shame, because, like, my I think that the thing that I like the most about the older Assassin's Creed games, I can't really comment on the new ones, is that, you run around, you do your thing, and if you get into a combat situation, like, I know that a lot of people gave, Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 shit for their combat system, but I really I got to a point where I quite enjoyed it. The fact that I'm surrounded by like 6 or 7 guys, and I'm like kind of like wobbling my sword at just the right time and knocking them about, and it was tricky and it was clunky, but at the same time I felt like I was in control, especially when you get to like the end of the game and you're running through fighting all these guys, and you kind of realize like, oh, I'm good at this. I can do this. I feel competent.
Your progression is more skill based than anything.
Yes.
Because like, while you get more abilities in those early ones, while you do get some more abilities, they're not like, this thing has been locked away and this treasure trove of whatever is non-existent until you fart on a muffin. Yeah. You just need to get better at the game, and it builds on things that you're already doing.
Yeah.
So...
yeah, absolutely. And I think that my issue with Assassin's Creed now is that it's like, it was more of the same for a long time, and then it became very different to the point where I don't really recognize it as, like, it doesn't hold the same type of fun that I had with the other ones. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. It's just not for me, I guess.
I still feel like the best Assassin's Creed game to date is still Black Flag.
I know.
Blatantly. Like, even playing Odyssey and enjoying it as much as I am, Black Flag is just it. It's where it's at. They need to look at that, go, what do we do with that? Wait a minute, how about instead of making Assassin's Creed Farty Dart, how about we actually finish fucking Pirate Game X that we've been saying is coming out for 600 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I admit, I am intending to at some point go back and properly play Black Flag. I have like 3 copies of it.
I can't say shit because I think I've got about the same, because it just happened for different reasons.
Yeah.
I think even the first time I played it, I'm pretty sure I played it on the 360. I think I got it for free somehow. And then with the Xbox One, I got a copy with my Xbox One VHS.
Yeah.
I just got a copy with it. And then actually, that's the same way I got Odyssey. I got my Xbox One X, and that's how I got Assassin's Creed.
That's how
Odyssey.
I got Assassin's Creed Egyptology. I bought an Xbox,
Origins.
And it came with Origins.
I got like a double pack thing when I got my Xbox One X.
Yeah.
I got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh.
So that was my third version of Black Flag that I just got more of. And I got Origins with it.
I know that Uplay was giving Black Flag away for free at one point, so I got that. And I think you gifted me a copy of it for a birthday or something at one point.
Probably.
And the interesting thing I noticed is that Uplay, when you have multiple copies of a game, it just lists that, like, you have 2 copies of this game. It's not like...
oh, really?
it's not like Steam where it goes like, you've already got this game, what do you want to do with it?
Yeah.
You play just like, you've just got a couple of these, baby!
You just got more of them, buddy! Yeah. Okay. But I am still kind of pumped for Valhalla. Because, like, it's another setting I really like. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. It's another setting I really... that Dark Ages, like, Danish raids on Britannia.
Yes.
I know that the map has some of the Danelands, and it is just a map of Britannia. It has the 4 different like municipalities, I guess, at the time.
Yeah.
I got a cough. But it has the different municipalities that were there.
Yeah.
And it's I know it's gonna be real. It's the problem with anything like this now is that you look at it and you go, you watched Vikings, didn't you?
Yeah, I've seen the designs.
Issue, I think. Yeah, I think that's going to be a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know that the game itself, I'm pretty sure, centers around building a settlement in Britannia. And that was like tumultuous as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that was something that, like, in actual history got tried a couple of times, and if it was successful, it was almost a coin flip as to whether you'd say it was successful or not.
Right.
So I'm like, I want to see how this goes, and apparently they've got rid of, like, the leveling system.
Yeah.
You just get, like, more abilities.
Okay,
And I'm
so
like,
they reverted it.
That's all fine. That's fine.
Mhm.
Just do that. Just make sure that the combat isn't floaty and horrible and convoluted, and then I'll be okay.
Yeah.
They're giving you your blade back, though. Your little, like, wristy blade. It's just on the outside instead of the inside this time.
Like a
Because
Wolverine
you don't
claw?
have that in... Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
You don't have that in Odyssey Origins.
Yeah.
Like, in Odyssey, you've got a bit of a spear.
But you're not really an assassin in Odyssey and Origins, are you?
Nah.
You're warriors.
See, this is also the other thing that I don't get about why this is an Assassin's Creed game. Just make
It's
I'm a
just brand
Spartan
recognition.
the game. Like in
Yeah.
like Origins, just make I'm an Egyptian the game.
Yep. Yeah, no,
Stop
it's just flat out them
pushing
going like, we have brand recognition with Assassin's Creed, so even if the game has nothing to do with the story of Assassin's Creed, really, we're just gonna say it is anyway. We'll say you're anonymous. Or we'll have like really annoying fucking bullshit where we go like, oh, Bob Dylan would never have killed a civilian. Oh, I'll do it 3 more times and you'll desync from reality. Fuck off.
Poor Bob Dylan.
Ah.
We all know that he was the greatest assassin that easily at this point.
It's so patronizing that the game goes, you're an assassin, figure out how you're going to go about assassinating these guys and doing these things and do it any way you like, except you can only do it a specific way that we tell you to, and if you deviate in any way, shape or form from that, you're fucking game over and you start again. Don't get too far from the crowd. But don't get too close to the crowd. What? You got a little bit out of that. Start again.
Way to just nail the Assassin's Creed.
Man, yeah. As I speak, like, just frustrations are bubbling up and I'm remembering why I don't really like to play the games anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing though too. Like, what you're talking about, especially, is that like weird middle era with like Unity and fucking Syndicate. That's the other one.
Yeah.
And just yeah, they like when you were getting to the end of like that style of the game. I feel like they tried to push it too far. And like make like this is narrative based, and then someone would make the game, and you almost feel like the people were sitting there like tapping away on their keyboards and going, "Yeah, I'm making the game," but there's just some motherfucker sitting over their shoulder like it's narrative based, and just making them in there.
This is a similar thing to another video by a guy called Nakey Jakey, and he was talking about.
Sounds
the way
like a cool guy. Yep.
He is a pretty cool guy. He was talking about the way that the GTA games are kind of diverged in playstyle from where like they started and where they are now. And this is something that we've talked about as well at length, where in Grand Theft Auto 3 and in Vice City, you could kind of do whatever you wanted as long as the base mission got done. So like if a dude drives off in a car and the objective is kill the guy, like you've got a car right in front of you. But you can also go, you know what, I have a missile launcher, so I can just shoot the guy's car and I do it.
So I'll just get rid of it.
An example that Jakey gave was that there's this one mission where it's like you have to kill this guy, and he tried to chase the guy like you were meant to, but he was too fast and he just got away, and it was very frustrating. But what he could do is the car that the guy gets into is just always there. So you can take the car, take it to a bomb place, take the car, armed with the bomb, back to the place, park it where it's meant to be, arm the bomb, get out of the car, walk away, trigger the cutscene. The guy runs out of the shop, gets in the car, starts the ignition, it blows up, you've done it. And that was that sandbox kind of play was really, really cool. But then GTA games went the other direction, but they went more narrative based. I noticed this a lot in GTA 4, and as a result, I really didn't like it because it was very much like if there's a guy in a car and he's driving away, you have to give chase. You have to do it just right until he goes along a certain amount of ways, and you hear Nico talk to his cousin enough times, and then the car will stop, and you get out of the car, and then you shoot the guy, and then you did it. And that's the only way you can do the mission because it's our narrative. And this was also present a lot in the Red Dead series, but to a less annoying extent for me because I just hate driving cars. So any way around driving a car in a GTA game to get a mission done, I really enjoy.
You'll take it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, especially in 4. Like, when you're specifically mentioning 4, like, 4 was... Yeah, you were driving a car with molasses tires.
I flipped my car so many times, going at such a slow mileage. I don't know how I did it.
I remember... I specifically remember... We were talking about it a couple of days after launch. You were really frustrated by a mission. I didn't even remember the mission.
Yeah.
And I still remember sitting there and watching you try to do it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, no, I can't remember this. I did that. I went around there. That's okay. Yeah, no, you can do it." And I remember it was like a half an hour later, and we were both like pretty. I wasn't offering to help. I wasn't offering to do it, and you weren't asking me to. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm not. I remember it running through my head where I was just like, I can't even say you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Because as far as I can tell, you're not. It's just all going wrong.
Yeah. It was such a weird game. Everything was like so weighted, but in a way that didn't make it feel fun for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the thing. Like the way that GTA was going, they kind of got to GTA 4 and they kind of went like, well, we have a couple of options here. We can continue being like a sandbox experience, or we can move into like a narrative movie-esque way, and they clearly prefer to be as cinematic as possible. I think that, you know, that kind of stuff, you notice that same train of thought with the Assassin's Creed games, where they're going, this is a narrative-based game, you have to hear our story. And I think that the worst sin that they commit is that their stories aren't good. They're not fun. Like, there's nothing that really makes me go, like, you know, you kind of had, like, the intrigue in the first few games, but when it just became like, oh, now you're an Egypt guy, or now you're just, like, some cobbler in London or whatever, I didn't give a fuck. And they're going, no, it's really important that you play the game this particular way for the narrative. But Jeeves, I don't care about the narrative. I just want to go stab a dude with my hand stabber.
Oh god, yeah. I will admit, I feel like Odyssey, they started learning that lesson a little bit. I do feel like there's a lot more freedom in it. Origins, I will admit, I didn't play much of because they had the same thing with the leveling system, and I think I just made the mistake of trying to go in too hard too fast, and I was like, I can't do this. So I just kind of stopped.
Yeah, I think it's really weird because I started playing Origins a little bit, and I really liked the because they do this thing where there's this meticulous attention to detail, where they're going, as far as we know, this is pretty close to how this real world area looked in this real time period. Yeah. And I really appreciated that. But I just didn't care about anything else. I didn't care about the guy. I didn't care about his family. I didn't care about the controls. I didn't care about the combat. Nothing I was doing was interesting to me. And that was... and that's why I stopped playing.
And that's fair. I just... Because, I mean, let's face it. What you brought up then is one of the reasons why I'm pumped for Valhalla. Because they have so much attention to the world.
Yes. And also that's also made me a little worried because they've got this reputation now for having this huge attention to detail and being period accurate to what they're trying to depict, and yet you got these HBO motherfuckers like going like, I'm a Viking with like these fucking like crew cuts and bullshit, and they probably got like tattoos that say Hell's Angels on them.
Ugh.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I will actually chuck out there right now that one of the biggest cardinal sins for me in any historical thing ever, right? And so many things just make this fucking mistake, and I don't even know if it's like, sometimes it's like that's a mistake, they don't know, and sometimes it's like you wanted your character to look fucking cool. I hate you. His leather pants.
Yeah.
I'll fucking stab you if you suggest to me the characters back in a middle period thing should be wearing leather fucking pants. Like, I get that leather was a material, but it was a material that they used because of how fucking hard it was. When they were making shit, they wanted clothes to be warm and comfortable, especially in a lot of the areas we're looking at now. Especially when you're looking at like Dark Ages with the like Britannia, and the Danes, that kind of. It was cold as fuck, son.
Yep.
Cold as fuck. There was so much fucking rain. They did not go, I want pants that are gonna be hard to move in, and really hard to move in when it rains. You don't fucking want that. You don't want that at all. No one fucking wants that. No one wants to run around and go, I'm gonna fight someone in a battle with
Living life in challenge mode.
25 people all huddled around me in this hot, sweaty zone with leather fucking pants.
The real hot sweaty
Just
zone is around the
stop.
groin, am I right?
It's right there, and it's not gonna move. It's not gonna move. It's not gonna breathe. It's not gonna seep. It's fucked. So that's actually almost my measure of how fine something is. Is like how egregious the leather pants
How
are.
leather are the pants in this periodic piece?
So I recommended a show to you because the humor in it's just dry as fuck, right? It's called Norseman.
Oh yes,
I remember recommending. And so much of their stuff, and this was made by just reenactors and comedians.
Yeah.
And they made it, and it was such a weirdly I did not expect such a period accurate thing. But there's this one chick, this one fucking chick, wears leather pants.
Wait, is that the main chick?
It's the massive blonde chick.
Yeah. Okay.
I've totally forgotten pretty much
I don't remember
all their
anyone's
names. It's
name
been
in
so
that
long
show,
since I
no.
watched it. But it's just like bam, and every time she comes on, I'm like, you've got leather fucking pants. It would break me right out of it. It almost redeemed itself a little bit when the chick wearing leather pants is hanging out with the main guy, and they make fun of a dude for putting horns on his helmet, because that's one of the things that's very frustrating. Horns and stuff like that on helmets disappeared after the classical era. Like, you play something set in ancient Greece, that's fine. They got massive shit hanging off their helmets. It's the classical era. The armies had thousands of people in them to besiege a city. They didn't have trebuchets and shit. Their commanders had to wear massive shit on their helmet so everyone knew who the fuck they are and where they were. That's fine. You can do that in that time period.
Right.
You do not give me a Dark Ages thing with stupid fucking horns and shit all over their heads. They will
what
get
about moose
fucking
antlers? Would you
smashed
give me
to
moose
shit.
antlers?
No, you will not get moose antlers. No one gets giant antlery stupid shit on their helmets. This is secondary after leather pants.
What about a
that's my
rhino
list.
horn though? Like just
Leather
one,
pants.
just one horn, just one.
You know what? I'll let you have that.
All right, cool.
Because I'm assuming it'd be at the front at least.
Yeah. It'd be for
It
ramming.
wouldn't just be at the side. Like, it wouldn't be at a spot that someone's just gonna swing a sword into and snap your fucking head around. Like, it's so frustrating. But yeah, they got her with her leather pants to make fun of a dude who was like, this is my new cool helmet. She's like, what the fuck's with the horns? Like, I was like, I like that. That's good. Get rid of the fucking leather pants.
Take those leather pants off right now, young lady.
I mean, I wouldn't have complained if that was the outcome, but the leather pants is so frustrating
Yeah.
all the time because they're just so desperate. Especially, or when things are black. Like, when people's clothes and shit are like dead black.
Yeah.
You want to know how fucking rare that was to be able to get shit to make your clothes dead black in that era?
Judging from the tone.
It was near fucking impossible.
Yeah.
Or you had to have so much fucking cash you didn't give a shit. You were like, yeah, I'll pay to get this shit from nowhere to make my fucking clothes black.
Cool. So, alright, so if Ragnar from Valhalla is wearing black leather pants, we know where we stand.
Yeah, and he is blatantly him too. Like, you look at him and you're like, wow, you watch Vikings, that's your design choice.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, well, we have waffled on for a little bit about
Yeah.
Assassin's
Leather
Creed and period accuracy stuff, so I
Didn't
think...
think I was going to jump into leather pants tonight, but...
No,
here we
I
are.
never expect you to do that, and you always
Nah.
surprise me.
Every time. Every time.
But anyway, I think on that note, we'll head off into the ether. Possibly never to be heard from again. You can never tell. The night is dark.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe one day you'll find a pair of my socks with some DNA in it. You'll get in your Animus and you'll find out that I spent a lot of time doing fuck all. So
yeah, maybe one day you'll just find a wank sock and just...
See, that's actually not what I was going for, but now that you've said it, I realise that was where that was probably going to end up. So, there we go.
Alright, well, thanks for listening, everybody. You have a great time.
Peace.
Bye.
I'm glad we got in a joke about a wank sock at the end there. It's good. I like it.
When she